Hi everybody and welcome to the Fellowship Style Stage. My name's Robert Eaton, I'm the President of the Fellowship of British Hairdressing, and I'm here today with a mega talented Ashley Gamble from Ashley Gamble Hairdressing, and he's got an incredible model to work on and some amazing hair. So I'm going to pass straight over to Ash, who's going to start telling us a bit about yourself first as well, and kind of where you're at the moment.
Okay, thanks Rob. It's great to be here today because for me, the Fellowship feels like home. Many years ago, Rob asked me the year and I didn't tell him on purpose. I was part of the Fame team, which is beautiful to start my career. It kind of made me learn what I love, which is photographic work and salon work. We do stage work, but for me, my heart is obviously shoot and salon work. So over the years now, Steph and myself, my fiance, now wife, we've got our own salon for 10 years. We've got a fabulous team. We're very close with Schwarzkopf. We're UK ambassadors. We're very proud of. It's something I always wanted to be, being obviously a British fan and a British award entrance and winner occasionally. I love being part of British, and Schwarzkopf are the pinnacle for me, so I love being with them and with the Fellowship.
Yeah, so, I mean, I know I feel very sort of proud to call you an industry friend. I've known you for many, many years. And also, congratulations on your recent wedding. It looks amazing. And actually, to see your kind of career progress and grow, and also how the Fellowship's been part of that. And we're also lucky within our Fellowship community how we all share. And this is very much about what Style Stage is all about, where we get the chance and the opportunity to really share some of the latest techniques. So what is it you're going to be working on today and what you're creating?
I'm just going to stop you there for a second, Rob, because I've known Rob for a long time now, and everyone knows he's a lovely, lovely person. But for years, Rob has always helped me. He's guided me, always spent that extra time giving me that little bit of advice, and I've always appreciated it. So thank you, Rob. Always got it.
It's great to see you today as well.
Thank you, buddy. Yeah, so at the moment, for me, hair is undone looking. It's cool. It's soft. Girls want to do it themselves. They want to play around with hair. Even when they've got a hairdresser for red carpet, I feel like it's just like you've done nothing but look amazing. So today, Bernard really followed the brief well. We've got a very glamorous model. We've got minimal makeup, but that beautiful, strong lip. And the hair is just going to be super soft and textured, but with an easy hair up. And I think I wanted to aim it at people that are starting out and want to do hair ups and feel they can achieve something. But then also, I think, for myself, I get stale of doing sometimes things that are a bit too technical and bring it back down just to being cool.
Yeah.
So that's my vibe.
Yeah, and I think with the way that hair's kind of progressed over recent years, there's so much more long hair around than ever before. So I think the subtleties of different textures and how you work with that and different sort of looks and the things you can create is amazing. So how have you created the texture here today? Well,
I've brought my 5 heroes with me, product-wise, and we've got a combination of everything. And I think sometimes people think you can't use a shine with a texture, a hairspray mousse. You have to kind of just use one. But for me, the Schwarzkopf range is so diverse. We've gone in with the spray mousse all the way through the hair with no water. We've used the hair washed 2 nights ago. We purposely said not to wash it, and we've just blow dried it in, rather Katie has, and really got some beautiful lift in there, some nice hold, and got the hair to feel like it's got some bite, but with the Schwarzkopf mousse, it's still a conditioner base, it's still soft, so therefore then it's really pliable. A bit of hairspray to give it some bite when we comb it through, but that's just to make it malleable for my rope plaits.
Yeah. I mean, the shine looks incredible, especially on blondes as well, because that's sometimes quite hard to achieve on blonde hair, so it looks amazing.
Yeah.
And welcome Katie as well, who's assisting today as well.
Yeah, Katie's a star, so she always blow dries me in the salon. Whenever we go on shoot, she's always there. Without Kate, I can't do the shoot. Yeah. So, or the show, so she's perfect for me.
Cool. So talk us through what you're going to do next then.
So we're just going to section the hair off, just because there will be some resistance when we comb it through with the rake comb. Once we've combed all that through, that'll give us a beautiful mermaid look. And if I'm fair and honest, a lot of girls kind of prefer that look, and they don't want their whole hair up. But I think when you want to make more of a statement, it's nice to get it off the shoulders, especially when you've got a beautiful dress like this. It's great to show it off. If we had a long necklace, we might incorporate that. So today it's just about showcasing her, the model being beautiful, and really giving that confidence to have that cool, simple style. Yeah. So once that mermaid texture's there, then we can obviously have a little look at that, and that's just a done look. And then really probably talking 5 to 6 pins then with 2 plaits, rope plaits, very soft, tie at the end. We're going to give a lovely knot at the back that we're going to malleable and play around to make it look cool and pin it.
Cool. Right, well, let's watch cool. some hair.
Great.
So I know you've got loads and loads of kind of career highlights, and I know we chatted a bit earlier on about all the things that you've achieved. I know some of your recent accolades have been in America when you've been at the One Shot Awards. So, talk us through that bit as well.
Yeah, I mean, salon life is what I adore, and shoot work. So we try and combine our awards with those 2 elements. So the One Shot Award is, I feel like, the international pinnacle competition to do. There's like about 3 million entrances over the last couple of years. And yeah, so we're passionate about colour, obviously being with Schwarzkopf and always loving to do it. So we won, and lucky enough, our first time of entering a couple of years back, Colour Collection of the Year. And then this year went over with a couple of friends, people you probably would know, I know a bit dangerous, Rick Roberts, and we kind of had a great time supporting sort of each other and representing Schwarzkopf in the UK, and brought home a couple of titles each. So that was just so cool.
I think that's the amazing thing about the hairdressing industry, as you all know. Everybody is very sociable, and I think you get to know so many different people of many of the events and shows. Fellowship events are exactly the same, and we get to really network and get to really share ideas and things as well. This texture's looking amazing, by the way, as well.
Yeah,
it just shows the importance of prep work as well, and what you've done to create that perfect texture to begin with.
Oh yeah, for me, everything's done in preparation. I always love having an idea, prepping it the right way to get that beautiful texture. And then I always find, as you'll know, Rob, then the day seems to go a lot easier.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So yeah, Kate is so important for me to get that preparation perfect, because usually on shoots, we've got 7, 8 models. I try and get about 20 models in one day for Richard to shoot, which you know he doesn't like. So the more preparation you can do, I think, is preparing to be successful for me.
And I know you've talked about your sort of heart and your passion being in salon life. How old is your salon now? You've had it for a number of years, haven't you?
Yeah, we're running up to 10 years now, which I can't believe, really. It's just flown by. I think 'cause we've been pushing so hard, we haven't stopped to reflect how long it's been. But yeah, it's running 10 years next year.
And it's, I mean, salon life at the moment is, it's always challenging in business anyway, but it's also after the lockdowns and the pandemic, it's just been sort of a big change for a lot of people. How have you found that change after the lockdowns, or how did you cope with it all?
I think if you're honest as a hairdresser, we always worry the salon isn't busy enough. We always worry we're not getting enough people through the door, but we still want the quality. And I think if you're a good enough hairdresser, you've managed to identify that people now still want great hair, they still want great products, but they're just going to ease off slightly. So I think the sort of cuts and colours that we do in salon now are very much tailoring them to say, look, if you go for this style, it's a bit of a new look, but it'll last you a bit longer, but you can still look super cool, and just minimise it slightly. It's not something we want to do, but when you want to look after your clients and you're passionate, things have diversified. So having all that rest period and time to get worried, think about what you're going to do, reset. I feel quite happy now that we're okay with people stretching things longer.
Yeah.
And we know we're going to be okay because we're looking after the main person, which are obviously clients and staff.
Yeah, and I always think with clients as well, we keep them inspired and keep our teams inspired. And again, doing creative work that you can see Ash working on here, and also the other content that you can get on the Fellowship website. It's a brilliant way of making sure that our teams stay inspired, and then ultimately our clients are happier as a result of it as well.
Yeah, most definitely. I feel for me, if the staff are happy, the clients are happy, I'm super happy. Also, Steph's got to be happy because she will just kill me if anything's not right. But. So yeah, that's the mermaid kind of look that I love.
That's amazing.
So when we was waving it, we was very specific and we left the ends out. So having those ends just give you that little bit of a straight texture. If I was performing this on for a shoot, Rob, I'd probably straighten the ends just to give it more of a cooler look, blast a bit of air in there just to get some movement. And as you've noticed, I'm just using a very light texture spray just to give it a little bit of bite and just to stop any staticness that might be coming through after blow drying it quite firmly. But if I spin you around, you can really see on camera the sort of look of the wave that I love, where you just see that little bit of a soft, beautiful texture, and that just creates, I think, that effortless look, which I feel like is so hard to get. That's what we've tried for years to get, that soft look that we haven't done. You know.
I think it's actually, that texture is one of the hardest to achieve as well, and that looks, I mean, you can just imagine so many people really loving that and wanting that in the salon as well.
Oh, yeah. I mean, so many of our girls now are going for cool events and stuff, and they don't want to look like they've made an effort. So this, once that's dropped after an hour, when they put their hands in it with the texture spray, is just perfect. And at the end of the night, you know, they're having a party, not coming home till silly o'clock, which I remember sort of what that was like. They just rag their hair up, and it just looks effortlessly cool.
Yeah.
And if you saw that on the red carpet, you say, God, who's done that? That's so cool. But it's literally just been chucked up because you've got a fabulous texture.
Yeah.
That's what I try and teach when we do education. You haven't got to be crazy with it. You've just got to be clever with it and not overdo it.
And obviously, congratulations as well on being an ambassador for Schwarzkopf. I know you work and have worked really hard to build up to this point as well. And what sort of work are you doing with them? Is it a lot of show work and shoots, or?
I mean, Schwarzkopf, they really look after you in the sense they say, where would you like to go?
Yeah.
And I think being with Schwarzkopf, similar to the Fame team, has allowed me to find where my passion is. And I've already loved doing shoot work. I've gone a little bit more doing into show work. Every year now we have like a celebratory salon business. And the team are really behind you in choosing models, helping with the dresses, and really allowing me to bring that to life with minimal effort on my half, apart from being creative. And that's very special for me to have someone support you in that way. And Kay and the team do that brilliantly. But more than anything else, I've loved education even more. So I now create courses for Schwarzkopf, which is great. We've created an Instagram one, which I felt like there's a bit of a hole in the market for people just to create normal hair, not on models that look fabulous, but just like normal people that you love, that you've grown fond of over the years, and you want them to look cool in front of the camera and give other people confidence. So we tend to teach then that based on color or styling, whatever kind of is required, but we always put that element back into it because so many people worry about having either pretty models or like that finished look. We show normal hair that you do in the salon. It's not like over-retouched or sort of too polished.
Yeah, I think that, I think that's so important, and something that the fellowship we're focusing a lot about, kind of making sure we kind of go back to basics in some way and really make sure we are inspiring people, but keeping it real as well, so that actually we know what we're achieving on some of the looks and the techniques is really accessible to a lot of people.
Yeah, and so many people, Rob, these days are so worried about Instagram.
Yeah.
When I say worried. So they just think, well, what can I put on? How do I do it? And they're so panicked by it, they actually end up doing things for me that just don't seem quite right. So what we always say is don't worry about the thousands of followers you've got. I can tell you that my Instagram's probably got, and I don't even know, probably 4, 5 or 6,000. But I know all of those clientele come to the salon and they love coming and they're inspired to see what's on that page to bring business through the salon and to inspire the clients. And that's what it's about, a business, you know.
I think it's about balance as well, isn't it? Because we can easily get too kind of wrapped up with, it is important, social media, but also the client is also the most important thing whether you're working freelance or in a salon. Ultimately, you're going to make sure those people are happy.
Yeah, most definitely. And talking from a salon point of view and an owner, like I said to Katie, you know, you need to have bums on seats to effectively do BHA shoots.
Yeah.
You know, to be able to do those extra things need to be fueled and funded, and we need the clients to be happy and to be coming into the salon to achieve that. So it's very important we get that balance right, you know.
So this is looking amazing as well. I hope the cameras could see what you're creating here as well.
So what I've done is I've just done 2 simple sections. I've basically banded the ends, but that's where we've waved the hair, but we haven't quite waved it because we wanted that cool mermaid look. And once you've got your twist then, it's so simple, literally, just to wrap the hair around each other to give it a cool texture. Then once it's wrapped, then you can really malleably pull it around wherever you want, and it gives you a nice rough texture. So before now I band this together, all I'm going to be doing is just pulling it out and making it messier, so it allows me to have a fuller look when I pin it up.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I think some of these like little tips and tricks that you can give people as well are the kind of things that they can take back and use themselves as well. So I know you chatted a bit about the Fame team and how it was an amazing experience. What were the highlights of your year, and how has it kind of helped you to progress within your career?
I mean, from a young age, I always had the Hairdresser Journal. I always had the fellowship on my radar because I worked for a fabulous salon. And, of course, I was showing sort of, you know, that top-end stuff that I loved. And I think my highlight was, being taught by the late Terry Calvert, that I think was a legend. Yeah. And I think he really said to me, Ashley, in hairdressing, just be happy. And since he said that to me, I didn't worry about what I was doing. I just did what I wanted. Yeah. And then since that day, I really feel like my career changed dramatically because we did 2 shoots, and both shoots I got front covers of, which I loved. And the one front cover I did today, I still feel like I can't beat it. Yeah. I remember the model. She was called, I don't remember anyone's name apart from Chloe and Kate and Rob. But it was basically an asymmetric cut that I did with Hob, with Atkin. And he was inspiring on the day, but I already knew what I wanted to do. So with his guidance, I did what I had to do. Brought up a model specially and got the front cover. And even now, I don't know if I can recreate something that cool. So for me, it was that guidance just to give me what I needed. And then I've just took that and I've run with it now.
And I think that kind of like guidance and those tips and kind of hints and tricks as what you can do to bring your vision to life as well is, for me, that's what the fellowship always did for me as well personally, that it was kind of sharing of ideas and really kind of learning from people that I'd always kind of respected and looked up to in the industry as well.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And you've got so many people to choose from that are so helpful. You know, it's just brilliant to sort of reach out and sort of share experiences. And that's why now I always bring my assistants to anything I can, because it's about just inspiring them, you know, and seeing what they want to do with their next steps and see if it's for them and what they want to do.
In fact, that leads me on nicely to another question, because there's a hot topic in the industry at the moment about the next generation of stylists and future talent that are coming through. And what are your sort of top tips to anybody young entering the industry at the moment? What would you say is something they need to really kind of think about and consider?
I think when you're doing anything with hair, you've got to visualize where you want to be going and what you want to achieve. There's a young lad at the moment that I message him constantly. His name's Daryl. He's in the Fame team, and he's known from a young age what he wanted to do. He hasn't been scared with sharing stuff on Facebook and Instagram about if it's perfect. He's just progressed through his career trying to push forwards. And for me, the best thing you can do is not be scared, just embrace it and kind of go on a journey.
Yeah.
And just be a sponge and really listen to people that are trying to give you advice and kind of take that on board and just roll with it, you know. And I think that's what he's kind of done, and what a couple of other members in the Fame team I know have done, and they've just flown with it, and now they're just succeeding and enjoying life, being fab.
Yeah. This is looking amazing anyway. So where are you up to at the moment with the technique?
Well, all I wanted to do was to anchor the hair to start with, because everyone always worries about anchoring hair up. Is it going to last? Is it going to look cool? So for me, all I've done is that simple plait. I've twisted it and allowed it to be quite free. And then as long as you've got an anchor, then all I've done, I've used probably 4 or 5 pins now, is just pulling the texture out to make it look like a wrap, a twist. What is it? We don't know. It just looks like a cool texture. And allowing hair to go free and flow around, because that's what kind of makes it look modern and feel younger. And I think if I spin round, I specifically had Chloe for a fringe, because I think that's such an easy way to make it look cool, because all we've done is put the wavers lightly through the hair. And if you wanted to make it look stronger, a simple bit of back combing under the fringe, combing the hair out. I sometimes like a bit more fluffiness to the fringe, so I'll use the metal pin comb and just detail it just to give it a little bit more shape and make it look a little bit bigger and fluffier, and that kind of brings it to life to make it look a bit edgier. And allowing
I absolutely love that texture, though. It's amazing. And you can imagine that, like, say, somebody walking out the salon, going to an event, but also it's amazing for a shoot or for a collection as well.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. For me, I've trained years to try and do this, and it's so simple, but it was the hardest thing ever because I'm a perfectionist.
Yeah.
So to get to that from the age of 15 and being a perfectionist was hard.
I think that's, as a hairdresser as well, you always kind of want to make things look perfect, or like keep kind of striving to get, but actually it's learning when to actually know that imperfections can look just as cool, just as modern, and just as beautiful.
Most definitely. And when we do the education for Schwarzkopf, I'll actually freeze it at this point, and I'll say, right, what we'll do now is we'll take a photograph, and I'll make them go to the front and say, if I was doing a shoot now, what I'd do is I'd go really close from an upward angle. I'd really showcase the fringe, and that gives you one look. If I then turn the head to the side, I can then reveal the back messiness with the messy height. You've got another look, and straight away, you've got 2 looks. It's taking you probably half an hour. Just be comfortable with that and move on.
Yeah.
And don't try and be perfect, like we said.
Yeah, definitely. And talking about collections, this is kind of coming to the end of some of my questions anyway. I know you are a big BHA fan and have done numerous collections. So tell me a bit about like inspiration, how you approach things like that as well.
Well, I'm a full-on BHA nerd. So like I said, from a young age, had all the magazines. I used to look who's done them, used to cut them out, used to put them on the board. I don't think I had a life, really. So now I ease off the hairdresser's journey a little bit, but I always know who's done what, how they've done it, and kind of work it all out. So inspiration-wise, I feel like I've always adored colour, so we've always focused on that. So we've been looking, I think, for like the last 5 years to be a finalist, and that always sets the tone for our shoots. And yeah, kind of kept things more minimal but very colour-focused for the last sort of 5 years, and I've loved that. Yeah. But also, I was inspired this year, a little bit by you. Remember that cheeky year where you decided, I'll just do afro and see what happens? Yeah. I've done that this year.
Have you?
So textured hair is something that I'm beginning to adore even more now, rather than perfect. And I'm becoming less neat and just more like this. And I've learned that I love textured hair, so I thought, how cool would it be to do a textured collection? Yeah. And for me, I was really inspired this year, yes, by colour, but more so from the texture. Yeah. And that's what gave me my real buzz. And I thought it was going to be Midlands and colour, and I always feel those categories are best for me, for business, and also what I've loved. But yeah, Afro I love this year. So I think I'm holding my fingers and everything crossed that people love it. And
yeah, I can't wait to see the images.
Yeah, if I want to give you a sneaky peek at which one it is, it's got a bit of a blue haze.
Right, okay.
A bit like this, actually. We use gels like this.
So, coming to the final touches of what you're doing, do you want to recap over your thought process and your ideas on creating this look?
Yeah, so like we've mentioned, we've really layered it with the mousse, which is really important, especially because it's a soft-based mousse. We've been able to make the hair malleable still. Then what I've done is I've gone through with the texture spray to give it some bite again. And then at the end, once I've got my look, I no longer have to work with the hair. I don't want it to hold, I want it to move. So as Rob mentioned earlier, the shine in the hair is so cool. We're just bringing that out with the sparkler because now I don't want it to look like it's set. I just want it to blow around. And this shine spray now will make this blonde really ping. And for a blonde to ping,
yeah,
it shows how good that product base is. So my
and
Hero
especially with
5,
lots of texture as well, because like you say, you can soon lose the shine, but actually you can still see that within the look you've created.
yeah, and I think this is the sort of look that I've always aspired to love when you see your McQueen shows, you see your Westwood shows, you see beautiful shoots, and we know what they are, they're just ping.
Yeah.
This is the sort of hair that I think fits into that genre, which I love.
Yeah, looks incredible. So thank you so much for creating that for us today on Style Stage.
Thanks, Rob.
Hope everybody's enjoyed watching today, and thanks again to Ash and his team and the incredible model that you created as well.
Thanks, Rob.
Thank you.